Going into my senior year, I knew that it was very essential that I would have to have a breakout season. Come from a Division II school, I'm considered a small back. Even the D1AA is considered a small back. I knew my goal was to be a Harlan Hill finalist, which is a D2 Heisman, equivalent to the D1 Heisman or whatever. And I did that. I accomplished that. So after that, it just really started clicking that there's a possibility that I could make this lifelong dream true. So I signed with the agent Joe Linta. He also represents Joe Flacco. He sent me out to Test Academy. It's out of New Jersey, one of the best facilities out there. He's been around for 20+ years. Trained there for 6 weeks. Came back, trained with running performance for a remainder, and had my pro day at Minnesota, University of Minnesota, which I did very well in. I could have ran faster, but the time was good enough for a back that was 225. So the interest gained, and right now, as of draft day, I've talked to 4 teams. Vikings, the Seahawks, the Broncos, know they're interested, but I also know that there's also teams that probably are interested that haven't, that don't want their interest shown yet. So I'm just looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the 3rd day because I know the first 2 days is not really when I'm going to get my call. I know Saturday, April 27th is when I'm going to get my call, so I'm just excited. Compare myself to the backs that's in the draft. Like I told one of the scouts earlier this week, I feel my strengths compared to other backs that I can block already. It's not something that you have to necessarily teach me. Blocking NFL linebackers is obviously going to be a harder task, but I feel that I have the fundamentals already of knowing how to block and knowing how to be aggressive and wanting to block under my belt, which gives me the advantage over a lot of backs. I went to an All-Star game where a lot of the backs couldn't grasp the playbook and couldn't grasp how to block and were scared to block necessarily. So I feel that lets me have an advantage compared to other backs in this draft. Who I compare myself to in the NFL right now, I try to take a little bit of like everything away from people. Maurice Jones-Drew maybe, Michael Turner, just short, stocky backs. You know what I mean? Like Jonathan Stewart even. Like just short, stocky backs that don't give up, to just play the role, stuff like that. As far as preseason, what I expect, my goal is to obviously make a camp, get through all the cuts until preseason. And I've always said that when I play in front of a crowd, I'm going to show out. So I feel that I can be an every down back. I feel that I can carry the load as I did in college. I don't have that much wear and tear on my tires. I'm still good, still fresh. I've never been injured. Started 45 games straight, and I'm just ready to prove to coaches that there's still every down backs out there. As far as kids that want to chase this dream, the dream that I'm chasing right now, just hard work, man. You gotta put it all. No days off. Your friends may be out having fun, but it's during the summertime. But you have to get your workout in. You gotta get 2-3 workouts in. You know what I'm saying? Just work hard and just make sure you just look at film, study film, because I've learned that when you know your opponent better than what they know themselves, you have the advantage. So just use those keys, and this dream could be a possibility. As I said earlier, I've been training at Running Performance with Arlen Harris, and probably one of the best things I've done. I've been training for 2 years. If you want to work hard, if you want to be pushed, if you want to get faster, this is the guy to come to. Running Performance is one of the top training facilities and trainers that I've experienced, and I've trained with a lot of people. And I'm just thankful for the opportunity, and I'm going to continue to train with him even if I make it.
The mindset that I had to come into this senior year, it was different. It started pretty much in spring camp. I was working out all the time. I was like, what, I need to come in and have a better season. So scouts don't have any doubt in their mind that, hey, this kid, okay, he may be good, but he's only a D2 guy. I got to be the guy he can play with the elite guys day in and day out. He showed some ability that that makes him a little more elite than D2 guys. So my mindset was come in, show out, You know, be the guy that the coach can depend on and be that #1 guy. And every game, make sure that you're doing everything you got to do and have, you know, make big plays, you know, to get your team to win. So it starts early. So, you know, when I'm playing this, you know, against D2 guys, everyone's like, okay, well, he's fast and he's outrunning these guys. Is he fast enough to outrun guys on a D1 level? You know, a lot of people ask that question. Okay, well, okay, he's a little undersized. You know, he's not this guy. He's not going against, you know, the Alabamas, the North Carolina defenses, or, you know, the SEC guys, you know, which they see week in and week out. But, you know, I do what I have to do to set myself above, you know, my conference. I'm like, okay, well, I'm playing in one of the best D2 conferences in the land. So what I'm going to do is show them that I'm better than all them. And the way I'm going, I'm trying to get to the league. You know, that's what the league want to see, is somebody that can set themselves apart from the others. You know, and as of right now, I would say I'm more or less, you know, I don't really like the comparison, but almost like a Reggie Bush guy, but smaller. You know, not as tall, but pretty much bring the same kind of scat back skill sets to the league. When the day comes when I make it onto the team, my goal is to show that, you know, even though I'm a smallest kid guy, I'm not complacent about where I'm at. You know, be hungry. I'm trying to be the guy that does the most. You know, be the most annoying kid, you know, that's coming out. You know, being the rookie, like, hey, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to be the guy that makes a head coach or a general manager want to keep me. You know, you got to be the guy that sets yourself apart when it comes to these practices, the film hours, the weight room. You know, so when my chance comes and they call my number, whatever number it is, and I get out there, and, you know, I'm gonna try to show them that, you know, I'm fast. It wasn't just D2 that I was running away from. You know, I can run away from, you know, whoever. It doesn't matter what level it is. I'm trying to display, you know, world-class speed almost every time I touch the ball. You know, a lot of guys are like, okay, well, you play kick returner. Well, a lot of guys can catch a kick return and, you know, run, but a lot of guys can't set up a block or read the blocks, you know, to make, you know, give yourself that extra edge, you know, to score. You know, finishing up on my senior year, I started off at right here at Running. You know, me and my buddy Rayon, because we were dedicated. It was like, look, you know, we got to make this, you know, this dream come true. You know, we want to make this reality, not just, you know, an opportunity. You know, I want to live this. So we started fresh off with running. Right after the season, we took not a day off, and then, you know, we were like, hey, I'm going to California. He's going to New Jersey. So we separated, and when I went to California, you know, I was up every day at 8 o'clock and working out at a facility called Prolific, almost from 8:30 to 3. You know, we were just in there getting it nonstop, arms, legs, sand, you know, and then we would do beach workouts. And, you know, that right there pretty much molded to what I am right now. You know, that got me ready for the interview, you know. And so being out there for, you know, 7 to 8 weeks, I come back out here to Missouri, and I'm like, look, I need to get these RV drills down. So we came back to running, you know, and that right there helped me, you know, get my center of gravity down, my cuts down, my hands up. You know, it was something that benefit, you know, right after, you know, having, you know, pro day training. And so when you come back and, you know, you get that exclusive workout, you got to have, you know, your position drills, you know, down. You can't come out there and be like, oh, I'm just going to do what I did, you know, during the season, because that's not what scouts want to see. They want to see that you're fundamentally sound, you know, the technical things to do. Don't look at your feet when you're doing the drills, you know, and that's what running did for me. You know, for guys that are coming into college, you know, that's from high school, you know, one thing that you guys got to remember is never to get complacent. You know, if you set your mind to doing something, then, I mean, make sure you get it done. You know, there's a lot of guys that say, I want to be this, I want to be that, I want to do this, I want to do that, but, you know, they don't put the time and the work in, you know, to get there. You know, you can't just say it and it happens. You know what I mean? You know, the hard work doesn't just come from the gym. You know, it comes from the heart and your mind. You know, I mean, you got to dedicate everything 100%. And so, if, you know, you want to get to the league, what you got to do is, like, you know, once you make it to the school and you may set some records, break some records, but don't get happy with that, you know, because, you know, at the end of the day, those go for nothing. You know, if you don't win and you don't do something that makes you stand out from the rest, you know. So when you get to the point where you're like, hey, I'm almost there, just keep pushing. Even if you get to the top, don't stop. You know, just keep going. That's one thing that's going to set you apart from everyone else, and, you know, that's going to make your dreams come true.